What if the reason you enjoy being alone isn't actually your personality? What if it's something much older than that? Because most people assume that the person who sits alone, avoids unnecessary conversations, and disappears for days simply likes their own company. But that's not always true. Sometimes solitude isn't a preference. It's a survival skill that started years ago. Think about it. When you were young, did you always know what version of your parents you were coming home to? Some days they were affectionate. Other days they were distant, irritated, or emotionally unavailable. Nothing felt predictable. And when a child grows up in that environment, they learn a quiet lesson. Closeness can change without warning. So eventually, being alone starts feeling safer than getting attached. Not because you hate people, because people feel uncertain. Maybe nobody ignored your physical needs, but your emotions were treated like background noise. You were upset and told you were being dramatic. You tried explaining yourself and nobody really listened. After enough of those moments, something changes. You stop talking about what's bothering you. You stop asking for comfort. You stop expecting understanding. And years later, people call you private, independent, mysterious. What they don't realize is that you learned long ago that carrying everything alone felt easier than being dismissed. Some people were pushed into emotional independence far too early. When life got difficult, there was no one coming to rescue them. No guidance, no support, no reassurance. Just figure it out. So they did. They became responsible, capable, and self-sufficient. The kind of person everyone relies on. But hidden underneath that strength is a fear most people never notice. The fear of needing someone. Because needing someone once felt dangerous. Being alone doesn't feel lonely to them. It feels controlled. It feels safe. Then there's another reason many people retreat into solitude. Their nervous system is simply exhausted. If your childhood was filled with tension, arguments, criticism, or constant pressure, your brain learned to stay alert all the time. Even peaceful social situations can feel draining because your mind is still scanning for problems. That's why silence feels so good. Not because you're antisocial, because your brain finally gets permission to rest. And some people experience life more intensely than others. They notice tiny shifts in someone's tone. They sense tension before anyone says a word. They absorb emotions that don't even belong to them. For them, spending time alone isn't escaping reality. It's recovering from it. Here's what most people get wrong. Being alone and being lonely are not the same thing. Loneliness is wanting connection and not having it. Solitude is choosing space because it feels right. Many people who love being alone are fully capable of deep relationships. They're just careful about who gets access to them. They've learned that not everyone deserves a front row seat in their life. And when you look at all these patterns together, a different picture appears. Maybe you weren't born distant. Maybe you adapted. Maybe being alone became the safest place after too many experiences of being misunderstood, ignored, or disappointed. Your mind wasn't trying to isolate you. It was trying to protect you. The question isn't, why do I like being alone? The real question is, am I choosing solitude or am I automatically hiding inside it? Because those are two very different things. Solitude can be healing. It can be peaceful. It can be powerful. But it shouldn't be the only place where you feel safe. You deserve connections that don't exhaust you. People who don't make you feel like a burden. Relationships where you don't have to constantly protect yourself. And maybe, just maybe, you've never been too distant. You've simply been surviving in the only way you knew how.